During the war, not every Allied weapon appeared on battlefronts or in official photographs. Some were developed quietly, issued only to select agents and used in missions that were never publicly recorded. These silent pistols, disguised devices, and precision sabotage tools helped resistance networks operate inside occupied Europe without revealing their presence. Many remained classified for years after the conflict ended. In this video, we will look at the covert side of the Allied arsenal, equipment built for silence, concealment, and technical efficiency rather than open combat. OSS High Standard HDM, the integrally suppressed pistol. The High Standard HDM was developed for the American Office of Strategic Services, the wartime predecessor of the CIA. Its most defining feature was the built-in suppressor, which reduced the sound of each shot to little more than a mechanical click. This made it especially useful for close-range operations where noise discipline was essential. The pistol fired .22 caliber rounds, which produced limited recoil and minimal muzzle flash. While not powerful enough for long-range engagements, it was reliable at short distances and proved effective for quietly disabling sentries, guard dogs, and communications equipment. Several examples were later used in early Cold War missions, demonstrating its value well beyond 1945. Well Rod, Britain's silent precision tool. Designed by the British Special Operations Executive, the Well Rod was one of the quietest firearms of the entire war. It featured an integrally suppressed barrel and a simple bolt-action system, eliminating the noise created by a moving slide. This allowed the weapon to be fired with very little sound, even indoors. The Well Rod was produced in small numbers and issued primarily to SOE agents working with European resistance networks. Its appearance was intentionally plain. It lacked markings, had a rubberized grip, and was easy to conceal. Though modest in power, it was accurate at short distances and played an important role in targeted operations where secrecy was essential. Delisle carbine, ultra-quiet rifle for night operations. The Delisle was a unique British carbine built with an oversized suppressor that covered nearly the entire length of the barrel. It fired .45 ACP ammunition, which already traveled at subsonic speeds, making the suppressor even more effective. As a result, the Delisle produced one of the faintest gunshots ever recorded in a military weapon. The carbine was used primarily by commando units and select raiding forces who required a silent rifle capable of neutralizing sentries from modest distances. Its combination of accuracy, low sound signature, and reliable performance made it one of the most effective silent weapons of World War II, though production remained limited due to its specialized role. M14 Thermite Charge, the Quiet Destroyer. The M14 was a compact thermite-based device used primarily to disable mechanical equipment. Thermite burns at extremely high temperatures, allowing it to melt through metal surfaces such as engine blocks, machine tools, or weapon components. Allied agents favored the M14 because it produced no explosion. Instead, it created a focused burn that left critical machinery irreparably damaged. It was frequently used against vehicle engines, rail equipment, and workshops supporting German operations. Its simplicity and reliability made it a staple of covert sabotage kits. Time pencil detonator, delayed ignition for safe withdrawal. The British SOE developed a small, ingenious timing device known as the time pencil. Inside the metal tube was a chemical capsule that slowly dissolved a retaining wire. Once the wire weakened, the striker released and ignited an attached explosive. Time pencils were available in various delay lengths from minutes to hours, allowing agents to place charges and withdraw safely before detonation. Their compact size made them easy to hide, and their reliability made them invaluable for coordinated attacks on rail lines, bridges, and supply depots. Explosive rats, a creative method that never saw full use. One of the most unusual devices prepared by the SOE was the explosive rat. These were the bodies of rats filled with plastic explosive and designed to be placed in coal piles near boilers or industrial furnaces. The expectation was that when the rats were shoveled into the fire, the device would detonate, damaging the boiler. Although a shipment was discovered by German authorities before deployment, the concept itself had value beyond its intended use. The discovery caused German forces to expend considerable resources searching for similar devices, creating a psychological and logistical distraction. Limpet mines, magnetic charges for underwater sabotage. Limpet mines were specially designed explosive devices attached to ships or underwater structures using strong magnets. Because they could be placed stealthily by divers or small craft teams, they played a significant role in maritime sabotage. Commandos and resistance fighters used limpet mines to damage enemy ships, disrupt supply routes, and destroy port infrastructure. Their effectiveness came from their simplicity: a secure magnetic attachment, a timed fuse, and enough explosive power to breach a hull below the waterline. Sten-McIS, the suppressed variant of a battlefield workhorse. The Sten submachine gun was widely used during the war, but the MCOIS variant was a specialized, integrally suppressed model built for covert use. The suppressor reduced the weapon's noise significantly, making it suitable for missions where agents needed more firepower than a pistol could provide, but still required a degree of stealth. Although bulkier than silent pistols, the MKIIS was compact, reliable, and familiar to many resistance fighters. It offered a practical combination of low sound signature and rapid close-range fire, making it useful in ambushes, sabotage raids, and operations where a quick escape was essential. OSS Glove Gun, a close-quarters surprise weapon. Designed for extreme close-range encounters, the OSS Glove Gun was an unusual device consisting of a small firearm mounted on a heavy-duty glove. It contained a single .38 caliber round, fired by striking a target with the wearer's fist. This design was intended for scenarios where an agent had little room to maneuver or needed a weapon that could not be easily identified before use. Although limited in range and power, the glove gun demonstrated how Allied designers sought unconventional solutions for agents operating in tight or high-risk environments. Sleeve gun, a concealable last resort tool. Another OSS innovation, the sleeve gun, was essentially a compact single-shot pistol designed to be worn discreetly under clothing. It could be produced in both .22 and .32 calibers and was intended for covert situations where a traditional firearm might be too difficult to conceal. The weapon was simple, lightweight, and easy to access with minimal movement. While its practical use was limited, it represented the emphasis placed on concealment and surprise in covert Allied missions. Examples survive today in museum collections, illustrating the diverse range of specialized tools created during the war. Marble's Game Getter, a functional multi-purpose survival weapon. Originally a civilian firearm, the Game Getter was adapted in small numbers for military use as a compact survival weapon for aircrews and operatives working behind enemy lines. Its combination of a smoothbore lower barrel and a rifled upper barrel provided flexibility, allowing the user to fire different types of ammunition depending on the situation. Although not commonly deployed, the Game Getter offered a lightweight and practical option for survival scenarios where agents or aircrew might need to hunt for food or defend themselves while awaiting rescue. Its inclusion in certain emergency kits reflects the broad range of equipment considered for specialized wartime roles. The number 74 Sticky Bomb, designed for close-range action. The British number 74 Grenade, commonly called the Sticky Bomb, was created to disable tanks at very close range. Its outer surface was coated with a strong adhesive, allowing it to attach to metal surfaces even when they were sloped or moving. Agents and infantrymen used the device by pulling a pin, exposing the sticky surface, and pressing it onto a tank's hull or tracks before retreating to cover. While it demanded significant courage due to its short activation time and close placement, the sticky bomb could disable a vehicle's mobility or damage critical components. Its design reflected early war attempts to create portable anti-tank solutions for units with limited equipment. Piat Launcher, a quiet alternative to rocket weapons. The Piat, Projector Infantry Anti-Tank, was widely issued to British and Commonwealth forces, but it also saw use in covert and resistance operations due to its unique characteristics. Unlike rocket launchers, the PIAT relied on a spigot system with no backblast, which meant it could be fired from inside buildings or enclosed spaces without revealing the shooter's position. Its quiet firing mechanism made it valuable for close-range ambushes, especially in urban environments where concealment was essential. While the PIAT required significant effort to cock and had notable recoil, it was capable of penetrating the armor of many mid-war German vehicles. Its combination of silence and power made it one of the more practical anti-tank weapons available to covert forces. Magnetic charges, effective tools for mobility denial. Magnetic charges became a standard component of Allied sabotage kits. These small explosive devices could be attached to tanks, locomotives, fuel tankers, or other machinery using powerful magnets. Agents typically placed them on vulnerable components such as engine housings, fuel lines, or track mechanisms. Because the devices were compact and easy to conceal, they allowed operatives to disable enemy vehicles without engaging in direct combat. Magnetic charges saw widespread use across Europe, especially by resistance groups targeting rail infrastructure and armored vehicle maintenance areas. Early shaped charge devices. Focused power in a portable form. The shape charge principle, which directs explosive force into a narrow beam, was developed before and during the war. Allied engineers experimented with compact versions that could be used by small teams or individual agents. These devices could be positioned against armored surfaces to create focused penetration. Although early models were limited in availability and power, they demonstrated the growing importance of portable anti-armor technology in both conventional and unconventional warfare. Fairbairn Sykes fighting knife, the Commando Standard. Developed by William Fairbairn and Eric Sykes, this double-edged knife became one of the most recognizable tools of the Allied Special Forces. Its narrow, well-balanced design made it ideal for close-quarters combat and silent takedowns. The blade was crafted to penetrate efficiently, while the slim handle allowed for a secure grip even in difficult conditions. Though simple in appearance, the knife became a symbol of British commandos and was widely issued to SOE and OSS operatives. It remains one of the most enduring pieces of specialized equipment from the war. Garrote wire, a silent close contact device. A garrote was a straightforward but effective tool used for silently disabling sentries. Typically made from a thin steel cable with handles on each end, it allowed operatives to apply controlled pressure with minimal noise. While rarely mentioned in official records, the garrote appeared in training manuals and was issued to select covert units. Its use required considerable skill, and it was employed only when absolute silence was necessary and no other options were practical. Climbing and infiltration tools. Silent access equipment. Covert missions often required agents to climb walls, scale cliffs, or access buildings without alerting enemy patrols. For this purpose, specialized equipment such as rope ladders, grapnel hooks, and compact climbing spikes were developed. These tools were designed to be quiet, lightweight, and easily packable, Combined with the night operations frequently carried out by commandos and resistance groups, they enabled access to enemy positions that would otherwise be unreachable without detection. Lock-breaking and entry kits, tools for quiet penetration. SOE and OSS operatives were commonly issued small kits containing lockpicks, tension tools, and bypass devices. These allowed agents to open doors, cabinets, safes, and storage rooms without leaving signs of forced entry. Such kits were compact enough to fit inside coat pockets or sewn compartments, making them easy to conceal. They played a quiet but essential role in intelligence gathering, sabotage planning, and retrieving documents from restricted areas. S-phone system, secure air-to-ground coordination. The S-phone was a compact radio system used primarily by British Special Operations agents to communicate directly with Allied aircraft. Unlike conventional radios, it transmitted in a narrow directional beam. This limited the chance of German units intercepting the signal. The device allowed pilots and ground agents to coordinate supply drops, extraction missions, and reconnaissance updates with far greater precision. Its directional transmission made it one of the most discreet communication tools of the war, though it required careful aiming and experienced operators. Miniature clandestine transmitters, concealed radio sets. Throughout the conflict, both SOE and OSS issued small radio units that could be hidden in civilian environments. Some were concealed within furniture, coded storage boxes, or even common household items. Despite their reduced range, these sets proved effective for transmitting short, encrypted messages to Allied headquarters. Because radio detection units in German-held areas were well-trained, agents often broadcast in short intervals of seconds rather than minutes. This practice minimized the risk of being located, and the design of the miniature transmitter supported quick assembly and rapid concealment. Cipher materials, protecting intelligence in transit. Even when communication lines were established, securing the message itself was essential. The Allies relied on simple yet durable cipher tools such as pads, code books, and mechanical devices to prevent information from being compromised if intercepted. Although complex machines like Typex served at higher command levels, field operatives often used pocket-sized code materials generated for one-time use. Once decrypted by Allied handlers, the physical sheets were typically destroyed to eliminate any trace of the source. Pen guns, a simple object with hidden purpose. Pen guns were small, single-shot firearms built into metal pen-shaped housings. They did not resemble conventional weapons, and at a glance could be mistaken for writing instruments commonly carried in coat pockets or dispatch cases. Their range and power were limited, but that limitation matched their role. Pen guns offered agents a last resort option that could be accessed without revealing a traditional pistol, particularly during close quarters encounters or arrests. Pipe pistols, disguised for street movement. The pipe pistol was another concealed design used in restricted urban zones. It resembled an ordinary smoking pipe, but its stem and bowl concealed a firing mechanism and barrel. While it was not intended for repeated use, it allowed a courier or field agent to pass through inspection points with less anxiety. Once inside a protected area, it could be used in silence and at close contact, where concealed action mattered more than sustained fire. The weapons and devices shown throughout this discussion represent only a fraction of the covert Allied effort during the war, but together they illustrate a distinct approach to conflict, one that relied not solely on open combat, but on precision, secrecy, and controlled disruption. Silent pistols, dissolving timers, disguised explosives, and compact communication tools were created not for headlines or large offensives, but for missions that required minimal trace and maximum effect. Many were issued in small quantities, used without record, and later stored quietly in intelligence archives, rather than military museums. Although conventional armies determined the outcome of major battles, these covert tools shaped the environment in which larger operations could succeed. They disrupted supply routes, interfered with communication lines, and helped local resistance movements maintain pressure inside occupied regions. The secrecy around them persisted for decades after 1945, not because they were forgotten, but because their value remained tied to methods still relevant in modern intelligence work. Their design principles, silence, concealment, and controlled impact continue to influence specialized military equipment today. These Allied weapons did not define the war by their numbers, but by their purpose: to act precisely where attention could not be afforded and to support critical operations where visibility meant failure.